Good afternoon, hello, welcome to the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. Welcome to another day of triathlon training. How is the weather? Still sort of okay. We're now like mid-December, brilliant. It's pretty cool, bit of a breeze, but sunny, relatively dry, we'll take it. So I'm out for a lunchtime run today. What is the plan? Progressive run. So, based on rate of perceived exertion, it's gonna be 45 minutes in total. First 10 minutes at 6 out of 10, second 10 minutes at 7 out of 10, and then the same for 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Just nearly ran as that guy. And then 5 minutes warm down. So that 10 minutes at 9 out of 10 will be a pretty hard tempo. So it's really important that I start off easy, genuinely easy, and build into it. We're doing more and more rate of perceived exertion and pace-based stuff. And going into next week, I'm doing a bit of a run test. So we'll see what happens there, but for the time being, just getting more into these workouts, these intervals. It's difficult from my house, it's quite hilly, but just rate perceived exertion. Anyway, I'll see you at the end, because I'm anticipating I'm not going to be able to talk after like the second 10 minutes. Okay, session done and dusted. I'll put the stats on screen now. I'm looking on the Wahoo app for once because it won't sync to Strava for some reason. Actually, it does look like I ran it as a progressive run, but I was sort of expecting it not to be because of the terrain. The last 10 minutes, for example, there was a big downhill in there, so I don't actually think I was running that much faster. Maybe 10 seconds a mile faster than the previous 10 minutes, but yeah, picked it up in terms of rate of perceived exertion throughout. My heart rate should be in here somewhere. Yeah, you see my heart rate gradually rises. Obviously it goes down a little bit when I'm running downhill. Like, you can only run so hard downhill, can't you? Like, trying to run at 9 out of 10 effort on a steep downhill is just a recipe for me falling over and people laughing at me. So that's perhaps not the case, but yeah, that was okay. That was a good run. I'm really enjoying getting into the run training, to be honest, thinking about it, you know, scientifically as I do with the bike. Thanks to Matt for guiding me with the running. Look forward to next week doing some testing. And yeah, good session. Time to, I don't know what I'm going to do now. I'm not at work. Do I shower? Do I not? Anyway, I'll see you tonight for a bike ride. Okay, good evening. As per normal, I'm doing anything bar getting on the bike. It's 7:10. I've had tea and everything, so I'm just going to get on the bike very shortly. But before I did that, I thought I'd just give you a brief update on my TT bike. So my triathlon bike hasn't been on the channel for a little while, other than when I did it for my, what was it, the Tax Neo 2T unboxing. The bike was on the turbo. Quite a few of you eagle-eyed had noticed that the wheels had changed. They had changed, but I didn't want to do a specific video just on wheels. I wanted to wait till I'd auto sorted the cockpit and then do like one whole my TT bike changes video, but it's taken a bit longer than I planned. So I'm going to explain what has been happening. Yes, I have swapped the wheels. More recently, I've got a new front wheel. It's been quite wide, which is good for aero, good for comfort, all those sorts of things. But it's given me some issues with clearance. So my front brakes are integrated, and the like cover thing that goes on there does pull the brake calipers in ever so slightly. So I've managed that by moving the washers from the inside of the caliper to the outside. And I think I'm going to have to sand a bit of the pad down just to get enough clearance so it doesn't catch when I'm out of the saddle. What else? I've not been happy with the cockpit setup for a long time. So those on the left are, in fact, I'm going to cover that in more detail in another video. But basically, I've got different risers, different armrests, and I'm waiting on an adapter plate that should be coming onto the to go onto the base bar, which should be here on Tuesday. And then next Wednesday, I'm very excited to be going in a wind tunnel. Not for a huge amount of time. It is really expensive, and it's with somebody else I know, etc. I'm going to cover it in more detail next week, but I want to basically get the setup there as to where I want it to be for the wind tunnel testing, so that I can actually make use of that time in there. So I should be okay to do it. If the bits turn up on Tuesday, I've got Tuesday evening to fit them, and I should be able to go a little bit longer, whilst also having an adjustment with the hand height, because I can easily bring it shorter with the extensions, but I can't really go longer than it currently is. Anyway, so that sort of half makes sense. I'm going to do a full video on the full bike spec and setup when I've done those things, probably shortly after the wind tunnel visit. So yeah. Anyway, time to go on the bike. Can't do anything else other than put it off. Liz, I'm just about to go on the bike, but I've had a comment on YouTube from Chris, who's also in the Ride Harder Academy. Chris, he'd like to know, have you considered getting up earlier and doing your training first thing?
6:20 is early enough, thanks.
Oh, I see Chris on the turbo at 7 o'clock in the morning. Maybe it's something you should consider.
At what time?
I don't know what time it was until earlier.
Oh. Thanks for the idea, Chris, but I'm not a morning person, sorry.
Thanks. This is why Zwift is so cool. Just riding along, there's Sam Appleton, the pro triathlete. He's probably doing like a zone 0 ride and I'm sort of mid zone 2, but even still, just so cool. I mean, I gave him a ride on. He hasn't given me one back yet, but maybe he's trying to find his phone. Nah, who knows. What a platform where you can engage with, not engage with, you know, ride with these sort of people. Awesome. I'm sure he's looking at my training thinking, oh, this guy knows what he's doing. Nearly there, 45 minutes in. Okay, session, I'm gonna call it a session. Done and dusted, 1 hour zone 2. So I did normalised power 216 watts, average heart rate 117 beats a minute. Just a real nice hour. I like that sort of spin because it's quite productive for me. I can be on my phone, which is, I know it's a bit antisocial, but there's nobody else here. So I can deal with, you know, YouTube comments, Instagram comments, all those sorts of things, message people annoying them and be generally annoying to everybody who I know. So it's really good, 2 birds, 1 stone. I felt good, to be honest. When I started, I didn't feel as good. I just noticed I dropped the camera halfway through the session and I broke the mount. Oh dear. Anyway, it's on a bit of a slant. Anyway, that is the end of today's training. Just another solid, consistent day. I'm happy to get a good run session in. Oh, hello. You all right? Yeah, happy to get a good run session in at lunch with a steady ride in the evening. Real good day. More to come. What we're doing this weekend, long run in the morning, then a bike session in the afternoon. So thank you very much for watching. I'm hoping this is motivating yourself on for your own winter training as well as mine, because genuinely it does do. So stick with it. Summer will be here before we know it. Hit subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you tomorrow at 4 PM for some more training. I'm going to do like a training recap throughout the end of the week, so another 2 days. See you later.